Well, hello, everybody. My name's Chris, and I am wearing footy pajamas. Hi, Jim.
The new name of this podcast is The Slow Ascent to 500. We're doing it.
Well, I had a winning week, and as the bet went, wait, do I have to show the feet? I probably should show the feet, right? Oh, okay.
Look at this.
There we go.
Hospital safe. This is beautiful.
All the way down. All the way down. I had a winning week, 7-4 in week 9, picking against the spread, and Jim went 8-5 picking against the spread, and so Jim is actually getting close to 500. He's only a couple of games under. I've got a little bit ways to go. However, as the scholars do say, the best bets are working for me. I tepidly endorsed the Titans only if Ryan Tannehill played, but I'm taking the credit. So they covered in that Sunday game by going to overtime. So I now am at 5-3-1 in the best bets. And Jim, I mean, I think you were a little hard done by with the Dolphins. You know, that was weird. But your best bets are 3-6. And as you said before we started recording, if you had just not played your best bets,
I think I've been weirded by the Dolphins twice now, by the way, this season. So I had that Baltimore game as well. So that's what I say. That was fun. No.
It's not cool. It's just not. What's up, Dolphins? What is up? So before we get going picking the Week 10 slate against the spread, I want to congratulate last week's commenter of the week who had the correct, which I did not. Did you take Carolina or Cincinnati last week?
I took Cincinnati, I believe, right now. Okay. I took Carolina.
I don't remember at all. Okay. All right. What were you? And Jacob Chugbruski in the comments was correct. With that person, Jake, very, very long comment, which Dave Pyper enjoyed probably a little too much, but that's okay. Dave has a young child and he's sleep deprived most of the time, so we understand why Dave was so amused. He had Cincinnati. Originally, I think in the comment, he started out picking Carolina, and then as he went along, he talked himself. It was several paragraphs long. He talked himself into Cincinnati, but good job, Jacob. Of course, we want to hear your best bet down in the comments. And I think with that, as I itch and sweat, I have the AC turned to like subarctic conditions in here. I sweat under normal circumstances when I do these shows. My God, this is gonna be ripe by the end of it. So, Jim, by all means, feel free to go quickly. We're going to start with the Thursday game. We have Falcons at Panthers, a rematch of 2 weeks ago, the crazy DJ Moore ending and the overtime game. If you like the Falcons on the road, you have to give 2.5.
Yeah, I do like that we're doing like a Christmas Story remake here. That's basically what this is. Like you're in your footy pajamas. I love it. Yeah, no, the NFC.
Okay, so what are you in this scenario?
I'm the bully who gets beat up early, probably. You know that guy.
Okay. All right.
But then
that's fair.
Like very quickly is just like, I'm so sorry. The NFC South Super Bowl was epic. The last one, right? So this is part 2.
That's right.
I just think Atlanta is the better team. Their floor is higher. I haven't seen them be as bed stinky as Carolina can be. So I'm going to give the points here on the road.
I'm giving the points, but I don't feel good about it. I as I always do, I try to sort of think of what I think about these teams and think about how I think the game should proceed, and I try to assign a point spread beforehand, and I assigned 3. So when it's 2.5, I go, yay! At least if the Falcons win by a field goal, I'm good. You know, like I don't feel great about it, and there has been kind of a extra boomerang effect this season. I feel like it feels like over and over a team humiliates themselves in a game that usually you and I get wrong. And then they turn around the next week and they're being disrespected at home against, are the Falcons great? No, and then the Panthers decide to put in a good effort. So I have no confidence in this one, but we're picking it, and I'm with you. Falcons minus 2.5. How's your German?
It's das no good. Nah.
Das
Boot. Nein.
Das Boot. Nine. We are, in fact, having a game in Munich, Germany, and for the I don't know if you're commenting to us from Germany, we would love to hear from. We don't mean to take you for granted. We're lovely to have you here, and I think it'll be wonderful to have Tom Brady introduce the chin cleft to the entire nation of Germany. We are getting a Munich game. It's Seattle on a neutral site against the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers are favored by 3.
Yeah, I mean the Buccaneers aren't really Vikings; they're Pirates, so they weren't in Germany, and the Vikings aren't even from Germany. They're from like.
As soon as you start denying anything here and relate to Germany, we may have a problem.
They're from like Norway, really, and Denmark. So I just feel like, and Tom Brady wouldn't even eat the food there. So I'm gonna give the points. Tom Brady, I'm gonna give the points. I just think they're desperate.
Too much starch.
They're desperate. They're the more desperate team.
They're desperate for starch.
They are.
Yeah. Buccaneers -3. No, wrong answer. You're incorrect. Okay. I actually feel kind of good saying Seahawks +3 here. I think I set this line at, I considered it a neutral site, and I think on a neutral field, Seattle's better. Like I'm gonna go. I love giving these points all day long.
Narrative street for terrible reasons. Yeah.
Well, what's funny about the way that Tampa game went is like take away one drive at the end.
Right.
I'm not denying that it happened, that last drive, because it did happen. But then the Tampa is hated just like they're hated. It's so funny. Like I'm in LA, but I'm wearing the footy pajamas, and Patriots Twitter like erupts very negatively when Brady saves the game at the end. Now, like they freak out and they are not happy, and I think that's great. So in some ways, I want Brady to keep winning, but I'm going to take Seattle in this game. Perpetually disrespected Seattle Seahawks. We'll get to the main slate and the night games and all that stuff in a second. Let's thank the sponsor, because without DraftKings, we would not have this show to do. They are paying to sponsor, and we are very pleased with that. If you don't yet have a DraftKings account, you can. If you live in one of those states where it's okay, they've got a pretty cool promotion where you can spend $5 on a bet. Heads up, pick any game. You can pick the Chiefs over the Jacksonville Jaguars as a straight up. You just no points given, and if the Chiefs win straight up, you win $200 in free bets, which is a pretty good deal. You have to download the app and use the code HarrisTube, and we would love it if you do it. And also, you can play DFS. Me and Jake Trowbridge, we host a weekly DFS contest just for listeners of the podcast and now viewers of this channel. You can find that when you listen to the podcast. There's a link to get the Week 10 contest, but you can't do any of it unless you download the DraftKings app. And please do sign up using the code HarrisTube. That's how they know that sponsoring this show works. So if you do that for us, it makes it likelier that we'll do this show again next year. We appreciate DraftKings very much. All right, so Jim, here we go. Let's move into the main slate. We've got Lions at Bears. I'm sure there's some terrible Chris Berman joke in there, oh my, about the Wizard of Oz, but we're not going to rag on old Boomer. The Bears at home against the Lions.
Yeah, this one was tough for me. That's exactly how I had the game. I had a Bears -3. But I'm not going to abstain from this. I am going to give the points. I think I'm gonna give the points. I just think Chicago's finding their stride. I know Detroit just had this good win, right? But I like that Chicago kind of has an identity now. So
it didn't feel like a win to me watching that Lions-Packers game. It did feel like a Packers loss. Didn't really feel like a Lions win. Like, did they do anything?
They tried to lose it a couple times at the end, but yeah.
So many times. Like Aaron Rodgers just was like, no guys, seriously. Refused. Let me pick up the tab, seriously. And they were like, no, dude, it's my turn. And Rodgers like, dude. And then the Lions are like, dude. And then Rodgers like, dude. And then he paid the tab by throwing the worst interception of his career at the goal line when he was trying to throw it to the left tackle and fell backwards and threw it like 7
This is his Nicolas Cage season, guys. It's the dark. This is the dark alone in the supermarket scene. Okay, so. This
is Face Off, where it looks like it's Aaron Rodgers, but it's actually Urkel. There's a hip reference, Urkel. I'm with you on the Bears. I actually like this line. I think the Bears are better. And at home, I will give the 3. We've got the Browns, Dave Piper's beloved Browns, coming off of a bye. In your computations, how many points do you give the teams coming off the bye? Is it 10 or 11?
I give them 4.5, but if they're in Ohio, it's 1. So.
Wow. They did have a tough race. They had a tough Senate race, so I understand they'd be a little scarred. So it's the Browns coming off the bye, going to your Dolphins, who find a way to bend you over every week. The Dolphins are favored by 3.5.
Here I am again. Moon River. I'm going to give the points with Miami. This is a suspicious Vegas line. Like, what is going on here? I just think this is the better team. But I get it. Cleveland stays in these games, even though they're not that good on either side of the ball, and they think they can run. But listen, if Tua would have been drafted by the Browns, he would have won the Senate race. Just to be clear. So,
wow,
I mean,
that is not sure what he would have run as an independent.
He's a lefty. Get political here. I mean, so okay, there's so much speed, Miami and the greater Miami area. So
that also has a lot of speed. That's fair. That's me explaining a joke. Hi, everybody. My name's Chris. I do comedy. I'm with you, Miami minus 3.5. This has been an underdog crazy year, and I went underdog crazy, not intentionally. I'm not like I picked the lines first. I'm not on as many underdogs this week, which means don't follow my bets, but I also am picking my third out of 4 favorites. Next, Denver, also coming off of a bye. However, the 4.5 points get adjusted because they had to adjust their clocks twice. It was both coming from London and also the daylight savings stupid stuff. And so Denver's confused, and I think they think that the game is being played at 1 a.m., and they're going to be really tired by game time as I smash my microphone. The Titans, at home, coming off a depressing loss to the Chiefs, are favored by 2.5.
Yeah, it's always weird when it's like you're kind of defining island game defensive performance is like 500 total yards from Patrick Mahomes. Like that kind of sucks because they really was for a while this defining performance.
They played great.
It just ended up being
defense.
No, they did. Great. That's what I mean. It just ended up still.
Yeah.
That's just disappointing. But listen, I think an exclusive bye, like you talked about the bye week, a bye week where your team only eats Subway is not an advantage.
See, here's the thing. I think Russ probably offered them all Subway. Right. And by the way, Subway's not sponsoring, so we're allowed to talk bad things about them. Like, I would imagine most of the guys now have enough money that they were like,
yeah, but he's like constantly TikToking just at all times. So.
Right. Now, guys, are you eating now?
And he brought in Sierra and everything. It got weird. And they're just sitting there eating. But I'm going to give the points again. I'm on the favorite again. At this point, you said it earlier about like sometimes we have to. Maybe I didn't do it with Seattle. Like the eye test is well past that. They're a good team. Denver's a bad team. And they've been bad, and they're doing things that I'm just like. They're missing blocks on screens, like really bad, weird football stuff. Like
they beat Jacksonville.
They did.
Come on, man. The last time you saw them, they were awful.
They didn't tie against Houston. So.
Right. I'm also on Tennessee here. We do have the question about Ryan Tannehill. I just think Tennessee's built to like win every game by 3 or win every game by 6. Like there's no world where this is a blowout, even if Russell Wilson throws 8 interceptions. They'll find a way to win this game by under a touchdown. But I think they will win it and by at least a field goal. So I am also on the favorite here. It feels dumb. Let's keep going. I got more favorites to pick. Josh Allen, is he playing? Yeah. Probably. Does his elbow hurt like hell? It's possible. Can he grip a football? We're not sure. This is Minnesota coming to Buffalo with a better record than the Bills, which I don't think we expected as of last week. Minnesota's only lost 1 game. The Bills, having lost to the Jets last week, now have lost 2. The Bills are, I would say, only a 4-point favorite.
Yeah, only. That's very much a UCL line, right? That's like a Josh Allen's arm line. I mean, this
it's a Chris Sale line.
This is like tragic 90s losses that I think of. Like the Bills, like that's their own. They have their own chapter, right? But the idea that Minnesota team,
Speaking of Chris Foreman,
the 98 team was one of the craziest claps. So it's like Clear Pepsi versus Sega CD. Like I'm trying to think of like terrible 90s losses. The 94 Expos versus Waterworld. I mean, they tried to make Kevin Costner sexy.
Can you say the name of that movie again?
Yeah,
just say that movie.
Yeah, you just watch Waterworld's Criterion Collection. But I mean,
oh, he can't say water, but he can say Criterion.
Come on,
nice.
We have
complicated
books.
Character.
So listen, I am gonna somehow give the points here again. I've seen Minnesota play. Minnesota has not been that impressive this year, even though their record. I've just seen them be in weird games. Detroit gave them a game. It's just I've seen them. The Commanders gave them a game. So,
yeah, who are the good wins? Right. Look back on the Vikings only having 1 loss and find me the good wins. I mean, the one good team they played was the Eagles, and they didn't really show up. And it's just so Kirk Cousins and his Death Rocks to go to Washington, revenge game. I'm gonna and he didn't play that well, but he was okay. And winds up leading they're tied late, but they winds up leading the drive. I mean, Commanders covered, so that was good for me. It would be just like him, and then this is going to be a high profile, and then Kirk Cousins is going to throw 8 interceptions. Like, that's coming. So,
and then we're going to see Schefter with his shirt off again. I mean,
also on the Bills. Which Schefter? Because I hear on Twitter right now there's an awful lot of them, and they're announcing some stuff that's wacky. Yeah. I'm sure nothing could go wrong. I think what's going to be fantastic, Jim, is like 10 minutes before kickoff of this game, someone, Adam Schefter, but with the blue check mark, is going to tweet, Josh Allen is out for this game, and like DraftKings is going to have to move the line.
But there's going to be like a Harris football that's like, trade everything for Justin Tucker. Do it now.
That seems like that would matter less to DraftKings. I mean, I'm sure DraftKings likes me and all, but I don't think they changed the line because of that. All right, moving on. The Texans, who did they put up a fight against your Eagles for a while, right, in that Thursday game, but eventually not so much. They are going to the Giants, coming off a bye, worth in the New York metric system, that's actually worth 7.5 points. But amazingly, the Giants are only giving 5.
Yeah, I feel like the Texans in every way, like uniforms and everything, they're just like this bootleg, terrible version of the Giants, like color kit. It's really kind of weird, like this horrible kind of bootleg Patriots thing, right? Like this. Either way, Daniel Jones is going to become the first Pixar character to throw for 260 yards this week, and the Giants are going to have their first real convincing win.
I don't get.
He looks like he's got a Pixar face. He looks like he's from like he's made up. Like it looks like he's yelling at somebody in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. He does.
Someone has small children in this conversation.
Toy Story.
Someone has
it's
small
not that
children.
like he's got like Woody face. Like
I mean that in other contexts that's really dirty, but I still don't really necessarily see it. Okay. I also, though, I'm with you. I set the line at 6. So the fact that it's 5 does not do me any good. I'm not super happy with picking the Giants here. And yeah, generally speaking, I would not probably spend a lot of my own money on this game, but I'm on the same side as you are. We've been almost on everything. A lot of the same sides. I think it's every single game except the Buccaneers. You've been on a favorite in every game so far. Is that right?
Yep.
And given this year, that seems like such a.
I got some dogs coming up though. So.
I do too. Jacksonville goes to Kansas City. The Chiefs having, I guess, totally relinquished all concern over anything by winning in overtime. Nothing to see here. The Chiefs should still be double-digit favorite over everybody, and they are not quite. They're 9.5, at least as of the last time we checked, until Adam Schefter tweets 3 minutes before game time that Patrick Mahomes is out. But for now, he's in. So who do you like if the Chiefs have to go give the 9.5? What do you think?
mean, my first thought is how far in line ahead of was the one guy than the other that got to pick out red and white for their jerseys, and then the other guys got teal and gold. Like, think about the line for the Chiefs in the NFL line when they're picking out jerseys. It's just incredible. Like, the meaning this is a classic jersey, the Chiefs, right? Versus teal. I'm just saying that's the disparity there alone should be a 12-point line. And
the coolness factor. You're just way cooler in uniforms, you're saying, with Kansas. There's a long way to go. There's a long way to go there, but I got it.
Limited. I'm going to go Jacksonville because of all that. The resentment. It's the resentment. They have to dress like
so you're saying this is all about motivation, and the Jags will look at the Chiefs' uniforms and feel so envious that they'll want to beat the crap out of them.
And resented one car? Like, that is the Chiefs. That is their resentment of this team's normal color scheme. There you go.
Is that a big Philadelphia thing? You just pick one car out, you resent the hell out of them?
Kind of, yeah. Like, just, like that one, like RAV4, and she would like run you off the road. I'm sorry.
What did I do? I've got a baby in the back.
Then it's like, go Birds. You're like, all right, go Birds.
Go Birds. I'm not going to kill you. Right, Jags plus 9.5. I also am on that. I said it at 8. I don't think it's a terrible line. I think it should be more than a touchdown. And Jacksonville has been pretty Jekyll and Hyde when they're they're going to lose by 30 or they're going to be in the game. Like that's great
too. This one, like
analysis. I guess. I don't know. There's a way to use Travis Etienne a ton. Well, they're certainly using a ton.
Awesome.
He's touching it 25 to 30 times and just do what the Titans did, which is just try
choke the game out.
to shorten the game. Yeah, choke it out. Just try to shorten the game. So I think if I had to pick a side there, I don't feel great about it, but I'm also on Jacksonville. The Saints coming off a I told you so moment where Harris told you that the Ravens would go down there and show them what's what. Pittsburgh, and they're road favorites by 2.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers. Steelers here. And I'm going Steelers outright. This is like, they're going to win this game. TJ Watt's back. DeMonte Kazier's back. Kazier's back. I mean, they have their starting safety and like one of the best edges in the world. Andy Dalton still looks like he's the third lead on a Stars drama. Or some PG-13 David Caruso movie. So, I just think this is time for the Saints to just be bad.
I'm with you. Again, we have the same pick here. It's getting a little bad. I will also say the Saints do strike me as the team. They shut out the Raiders. They look ridiculous against the Ravens. Like, they're totally the team that will do that to us, right? Oh, you think what I know what I am now? Ha-ha!
Yeah.
Like I pull off my Joker, my V for Vendetta mask, and I have Joker makeup underneath, the old drill tweet. So I fear this. I set the line at 2. So the fact that it's 2.5 does not thrill me. The Saints can still win by a field goal, and then I feel stupid. But I'm with you. Steelers plus 2.5. I don't know that I believe you on the outright thing, but maybe. Colts, leaderless, rudderless, until a man named after the day of the week that you don't play or practice or anything in the NFL leaps from the high school ranks and commentating on ESPN, where, as you and I both know from having done television at ESPN, you are certainly ready right away to coach an NFL game. He is now the head coach of the Colts. Your boy, Frank Reich, not there anymore. And they are going to Vegas, who just whatever. Like, it's crazy. I watch these games and I go, they look like they should be pretty good. And then Derek Carr, keeps throwing 2-yard pass. I just don't understand Derek Carr at all. But the Raiders are at home, are favored by 6 against the hapless Colts.
I think Jeff Saturday losing by 20 is the only way this goes. I mean, he switched out all the Pedialyte with 5-hour energy. I just feel like pork is the only protein that he's serving. It's Raiders by 4,000. Seriously.
The Colts.
I mean, just the Saturday thing. It's just this team is such a mess. I can't even imagine what's going on there. It's like the TPS reports are due. It's a scramble in there. Sam Ellinger is literally he's licking doorknobs. He's trying to get sick.
I have a no play on this one. I have a big skull and crossbones that does not stand for the Raiders. My feet are sweating, by the way. I just want everyone to know that right now my feet are. I didn't know I could sweat on my feet.
Colts Raiders changes the dopamine scale.
Or else this show's going on a long time and I'm wearing footy pajamas. That could be it too. My feet didn't know they sweat, but they are sweating. No play on this one for me. I set the line at 6. It is at 6, so I'm staying away. The Cardinals are coming here to Los Angeles, and there will be no fans in the stands because no one likes either one of these teams. So it's going to be. I won't be there. I was going to lie and say it was going to be me and my friend Ina, but probably just my friend Ina, who does have season tickets. Poor Ina. And the Rams at home against the Cardinals are giving 3.
The Rams aren't good. I'm pretty sure about that. The Cardinals are bad. Pretty sure about that. Matt Stafford is handsome Eli Manning. I keep saying this. And Kyler Murray is in trouble because the new God of War just got downloaded last night. Ragnarok. Yeah, and so Ragnarok's supposed to be one of the best games ever.
Say it again. Wait, say it again.
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Ragnarok?
Yeah, Ragnarok.
Not only is that not how to say it, but there was a major motion picture with the same word in it. Did you not learn how to say that word even then? Ragnarok?
What's the name? Ragnarok? Was it
Ragnarok?
Ragnarok. Was it Fraggle Rock?
Yeah.
Fraggle Rock? What is going on here?
Fraggle Rock. It is not
Jim
Fraggle
Henson
Rock.
took
No.
over? This is crazy.
It is not. Yeah, it's not a Marvel movie.
Jim
It's not a
Henson?
Jim Henson production.
It's going to be the Rams.
But I understand what you mean because Kyler Murray does like the video games.
It's good. I mean, I haven't played it yet. I have people to raise, but Kyler Murray doesn't. He has playbooks even if you read the playbooks, it would just be some squiggles from Cliff Kingsbury. So, Rams.
Also Rams, don't even feel weird about it. Didn't I just see these guys play in Arizona and the Rams dominated that game and won 20-12? Like, I feel like I saw that game. The Cowboys go to Green Bay. You know we're going to get this as a national game, even though one of these teams is not good. And road favorites have been really bad this year. You know this. This is the moment. This is the moment where the Packers figure it out a little bit, and the Cowboys aren't great. We all know they're overrated. They always are. It's Jerry Jones. I'm tempting you here. If you like the Packers, you get 5 whole points.
This is Green Bay's season, which I don't know what that means. Like when people say like a narrative thing. Matt LaFleur almost led the world in the "I don't like my job" phase. It was that and like the dev team at Twitter. So it's the Packers. It's the Packers. It's going to be a gross, mucky game. I still think the Cowboys win, but 5 is enough for me.
And I was fooling you all the way. I like the Cowboys. I'm going Cowboys minus the 5. Road favorite eventually someday is going to cover. If we're back here at this time next week and I'm not wearing footy pajamas, because trust me, with the body temperatures going on here right now, I will not be wearing footy pajamas, no matter whether I have a winning week or not. This is a one-time affair, folks. I will eat crow if the Cowboys don't cover, because I should have learned my lesson about the big road favorites that haven't covered this year, but I don't see a way. I don't see a way. The Packer defense is good. The Packer offense is so bad. I was trying to, before I knew what the line was, I was trying to imagine the Packers scoring more than 13 points. And I was like, nope. So I'm going to set the line at 8. And it turns out it's 5. I'm like, okay, I'm on the Cowboys. Sunday night. Interesting, if not necessarily great. 2 teams that you don't really ever know what you're going to get in any given week. The Chargers leaving the great city that is their home, that nobody cares about them, and they're going to San Francisco, and the Niners are favored by 7.
Yeah, this makes sense, I guess, because the roster gap is really big. Like, the Niners are just a much better roster at this point. The QB gap, this feels too big for me, this line, so I'm going to take the points with the Chargers. I just think it's a game. I know that they're all, how decimated the Chargers are. That's all baked into this. I just think they can keep it. I think it's also, I don't think this Niners team is built to like destroy you. They're built to
That's a great
they're
point.
like an ultra version of the Titans in a way. So I just think 7's big for that style and this team. So
I called it at 7. This is my other no play of the week. I think this is a pretty sharp line, and I would be staying away. And Monday night, I can't believe it. I have to do another Philadelphia national TV game. How did this happen? Why am I seeing the Eagles? I mean, I watch every game, but why do I have to like super watch it live? And it's nice when the Eagles are on some game that I can watch later. I don't have to sit there and listen to everybody perform oral pleasures on the Eagles and think about Jim hearing all that and buttering himself, and I don't know.
I'm just like staring at the Saints pick and being like, how did we get that?
Yeah.
So
Commanders didn't show up great when they hosted the Eagles. It actually, the score looks closer than the game was. That was over early. And I think people remember that because it's a pretty big line considering the Commanders are pretty decent on defense. This is the biggest line of the week. It's 10.5.
You ever watched Hell's Kitchen? It's a Gordon Ramsay show. So the idea would be that like the first week there's just some like goon who's like running into hot pans, burning his face, and they're just like, Greg, get out of the kitchen, blind me, beat it. And so that guy's fired immediately. He doesn't even get like the normal rite of passage at the end where they take his jacket. They literally just throw him out. That was Carson Wentz in that first matchup.
Yes.
This is now like a dude who can burn a sandwich but can make a sandwich, and that's Taylor Heineken. He's a beer, and he's gonna cover. Okay, this is too big of a line for me. I think they absolutely win. I don't think they cover. I think they cover by one score in the end, and some made-up sim character, Dynami Rogers or somebody, is gonna Dynami Brown is gonna score a touchdown.
I believe it's Diami. My apologies to the Brown family that's watching. Also very, very big fans of Thor Ragnarok, so they're
Ragnarok. There it is.
The
Thor
thing. Yeah. Thor Ragnarok. I'm also on the Commanders at 10.5. Jim, I don't have the number in front of me, but I believe you've picked against the Eagles every single week. And we know where that comes from, man. That comes from panic and fear that your team is
It
still
doesn't too big of a line. But yeah.
Well, I guess that's where they have to set it to get some semblance of it. I mean, it's a myth that they have to try to get even money and balance. That's not true. But they prefer to be on the side that wins, and the Eagles have covered a lot. So I didn't set that. That was 14 last week, I believe, right? The Eagle Texan thing on the road was 14, and they did cover, but it was an adventure, right? It was eventually an adventure. All right, so now we got to do best bets. As I said earlier, that's the only area in which I've surpassed Jim at this point. I'm 5-3-1. Jim is 3-6. Who is your best bet of the week?
This is too many points to give with them. I can't do that. I'm changing. I'm going to go for the Thursday Night Football game. I'm taking the Falcons. I think they're the better team.
Okay. I to call. I do not. I'm not interested in that one at all. I had a few that I liked. I don't mind if I was going to take Seattle. I don't mind it. I don't mind taking Tennessee again for the bet of the week, except for maybe if it's not Tannehill, it just is too much for Malik Willis. I maybe get a little scared there. So I'm going to go Rams. Okay. Rams -3. I don't think the Rams are good, but I think they're professionally run. And I also think like the times that the Rams have looked worst to me have been the times where they've played teams where, okay, that's also a professional outfit. Arizona can play bad against anybody. And Kyler Murray is yelling at everyone and running around like a crazy person. I feel like when the story of the season is told, which it will be via Hard Knocks apparently in the mid-season version, but when once Cliff Kingsbury's gone, we're going to hear a lot of bad crap about Cliff Kingsbury, and I think Kyler Murray's going to be the first one to be very, very pleased. I'm not positive that Kyler Murray's like a winning quarterback yet. I'm not positive, but I'm 98% sure Cliff Kingsbury's not a winning head coach.
Living room though. Pretty cool living room.
Cool living room. Yeah, it is a cool living room. So those are our two best bets. We want you to tell us your best bet of the week based on the spreads that we just mentioned that were current as of us recording this. Tell us down in the comments, and we'll pick someone who gets it right, and we'll give them a shout out in next week's show, during which, Jim McCormick, I will be wearing regular grown-up clothing.
Wow. This is a special week. Everybody burn it into your eyes.
So. It's coming off. It's coming off here momentarily. Fortunately, I remembered to put clothes on underneath. Follow Jim on Twitter @_Jimmy McCormick. Follow me @Harris Football. You can follow Dave Pyper @Dave A. Pyper. He likes it. He'll check it every so often. Please do subscribe to the channel. We do a couple shows a week now, and they're both pretty funny and fun, we like to think. And click the little bell because that gives you a notification when we post a new video. And otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.